Hey guys and gals, it's Sweet Project Cars, a cool, trick, and affordable ways for the do-it-yourselfer. Today, it's absolutely beautiful in Pensacola, Florida. It's hot already, and I think it's like 9 o'clock in the morning, and the sun is baking the skin off the side of my face already. All right, Sweet Project Cars here with cool, trick, and affordable ways for the do-it-yourselfer, and I haven't done this in a while, simple ways. Now, what we're doing today is sharing with you a trick that we should have done a long time ago. And shared with you on this. This right here is a lifesaver. This right here is a lifesaver. And this right here is a lifesaver. And this right here is a lifesaver. I have to show you something. I have a blower motor on a vehicle that is growling and making a lot of noise. I do not want to change the blower motor, so I'm going to share with you how to use these syringes with the best grease in the world, which is coming up on Mr. Know-It-All. You want to go to Mr. Know-It-All coming up in the next couple of days or so. We're going to be sharing with you what this stuff is and what this stuff is here. This is clear. You can't really see it that well. And then this right here is probably the best wheel bearing grease, overall grease that you'll ever find in your entire life. It's amazing stuff. And then you can also use it with your super glue, whether you're using Gorilla or Loctite or whatever it may be. Now this right here is my syringe filled with the best lubricant on the planet, and I can actually squirt this down in there like that. I can put as much in there as I want, and the nice thing about this is you only need a couple of drops of this stuff. You don't need a whole lot, so if you're using too much, you're wasting it. So I pull the syringe back, it sucks it out of there. Now with this lubricant, you want to store it upright because it will leak out. So you want to store it so it's like this. Now these syringes, if you're worried about poking your little flangey, you can put them on your grinder and make blunt nose out of them instead of them being sharp. Where you usually poke yourself is when you're putting the cap back on. So I always do it back with my fingers back like this, and that just locks on. That's what tightens the needle into the syringe. All right. This one here has Tight Bond in it, wood glue. And you can't even imagine the places you can use this in tight areas. This right here has the best silicone glue you could possibly ever use for those areas you need to put a small amount in a really tight area. This is what you want to use. And this here, of course, is your grease, your Planet Safe grease. And the cool part about this is you can get inside a wheel bearing, and I'm going to share more of that with you here in a minute. But first, let's go out and fix that blower motor with the best lubricant on the planet right here.
Where can all the tools be found, Hammer?
Well, let me tell you, Consuelo, I have a guy named Julio.
Buscar en el show más de la descripción de video para todas las herramientas.
Cesar Chavez Rodriguez, Jorge Johnson, Ted Nugent, Bear Grylls, and Kid Rock, and he now he thinks he wants to be Tom Petty, and I told him that's not a good idea. All right, so he's got too many names. I'm going to cut him down to just Julio Cesar Chavez. I'm getting tired of him adding all these names. Hey man, add my name, add this name when you say my name. So, well, your name's 5,000 names. This is what we're going to use right here. Now I could use the grease, but I really want this to penetrate in there. Not that this grease wouldn't do that, but I really want this to soak into all the areas inside that blower motor and get rid of that growling noise that's in there. It's just a low hum on high speed, so this will take care of it. So let's go out there and do that. It won't take long at all. Make this happen, Cap'n. Alright, so what we have is our hammer drill, best one in the world. A small 1/16 or smaller drill bit. And then we have our syringe with the lubricant in it. Now, you don't want to lay it down or do any of that. You want to set it up somewhere so it'll stay it's upright. And what I'm going to do is, this is the blower motor right here. The bearing, I can feel the motor shaft right there spinning with my finger over it. I want to do a small hole right there, so it's going to be hard to actually tape this, but we're going to see what we can do. Okay, that's it. Then what I'll do is, once I'm done with this, I'll take my other syringe that has the best silicone glue in the world in it, and I'll put just a little dab over the top of it. So later on, if I want, I can take a pick, a Milwaukee pick, and pick that out of there. So I've got it running right now. So all I have to do is take this right here, slide that off. Okay, so I've got some in there. Now I'm going to put it in where I can see the shaft. And some of these actually have a rubber booty over them. You just pull that off. Now that hole, like I said, I'll just cap that with a little bit of silicone to keep any dirt from going in there, or water. I'm gonna let that run for a while and the noise will go right away. Oh, and I wanted to bring this up right here. We are going to be doing a huge giveaway on both Sweet Project cars, Sweet Scoots, and Mr. Know-It-All. So make sure you get on there, because if you want to get your hands on some of this stuff and this stuff right here. All right. Now, if you have a greased Zerk like this one right here, no matter where they're at on your vehicle or what have you, and they constantly get clogged and stuck, where you have to just squeeze the grease gun like crazy to get the grease to go in. You just put the needle in, just like that, give it a little squirt, and that will never freeze up on you again. Now this just happens to be on my tractor, but if you have wheel bearings that do not have grease zerks on them, then you'll want to do this. You take your dust cap off, and you just take your syringe and stick it in there and do this number. I'll put it on the wheel so you can see it. I've already done it, so I'm not going to do it. Look at that. And it doesn't take much to just, what we call it, PM your bearings. Add a little extra grease to them. You don't have to take them out and repack them. Alright, we're going to be doing this on a white vehicle so I can show you the contrast and how this works so good. So say you got a chip or a scratch in your paint. You don't want to put a lot of paint on it. All you have to do is this. You fill your syringe with your color that you're going to use. Say we've got a chip right here. We're just going to squeeze out a little bit. Chip is filled. Now say that we've got a scratch that's 1 inch long. I'm doing this one-handed. Done. That simple. Wait for it to dry up and sand it down. Don't forget about the giveaway. Make sure you're on all the channels so that you can get some of this great lubricant that these guys have. Sweet Project cars out.